The stuff they got me doing, I never would have thought in a million years they'd have me doing it. There's fighting, there's driving, there's explosions, action, action, action.
The action in this movie is very fast, and it's very gritty.
Freeze! Fighting for this movie is something completely different than fighting in the ring.
Just like if you were gonna do a dance recital, there's moves that you have to know. A fella named Dan Rizzuto was in charge of the fight sequences, and he really knows his stuff.
I'm Dan Rizzuto, and we're here working with Randy Orton on some fight scenes.
They're gonna make me a ninja. Smooth, stealth. Let's go do it, man. What do you say?
He's an absolute dream to work with.
I was able to put a kick right here, or put a punch right there and barely touch him. The first night, we spent like 6 hours on the fight where I fought the two cops. I came up with a couple things. I punched him in the belly, pick him up, suplex him on the front of the car, and that was all me. It was cool to hear that they were happy with my performance and that it was a different thing for them to see someone starring in a movie being willing enough to do all these stunts. That scene in the ambulance, I was given some training on how to take your blood pressure, how to start an IV, how to check pupils for dilation.
He had to go into the ambulance and like figure things out. This is your home, this is where you spend most of your time, and that's what he had to do.
I wanted to have him drive, so I told Owen, our stunt coordinator, to do like a test drive with him and see how his driving ability was.
When we got started, they asked me how comfortable I was behind the wheel. And my friends don't like when I drive, so I think I'll be great for what you need me for. Well, I was doing 180s while I was doing the training.
There you go. Good man. He just had a big smile from ear to ear.
We'll have this one sequence where he's driving the car and I'm in the back seat with the camera, and Randy is smashing his car to cop cars really hard and loud.
I hit a couple cars I wasn't supposed to. It's like, oops, you know, we stopped, Rule said cut, I got out of the car. I was like, Rule, I'm sorry, you know, I didn't. And he goes, no, are you kidding me? That was great. I got every angle. Oh, it's great, it's perfect.
It's very cool.
He said he could barely use any of the footage because I had a big smile on my face the whole time.
The entire crew were very impressed with Randy sliding the car 180, driving at high speed, crashing into other vehicles.
I love my job. We shot the opening scene of the movie when everything really gets dirty.
The cars had supposedly rolled, so that's why we were doing a little bit of banging of the cars.
These are real cars that have just been dropped by a front loader.
We got this forklift here. We're gonna tumble them, smash them up as much as we can, and have one upside down and one on its driver's door.
We've decided that we're going to be doing this in the rain tonight.
You cannot predict rain.
Wish you were here, all of you. You've got the streets wet down, so there's that sort of noir thing about it. It's a pretty amazing setup, hey? I mean, it's very, very easy to suspend your disbelief when there's broken glass and real paramedics and cops around.
I thought at first all these firemen, all these policemen, paramedics, they're all actors. Turned out all the firemen and all the paramedics were local firemen and paramedics.
We're hired out to play firefighters in shows and movies. We get called out every so often, and it's a pretty good gig.
Who doesn't like a man in a uniform, right?
In this scene, we have a woman trapped in the front seat there. We're going to be using those tools there, the Homatro Jaws of Life. They can cut just about anything.
I got to see Jaws of Life pry a car open less than a foot away from the whole thing.
So this is a SWAT attack. They feel they found Heller.
Freeze, police!
Without the SWAT guys around us in the background, it just like intensifies the moment. It makes it feel much more real. Your heart rate goes up when you got like 10, 12 guys around you.
Put the weapon down!
Our judge character tonight did a phenomenal job. 70 years of age, and we squibbed him.
Came in for us. Good work.
There was quite a lot of force, more than I expected, but not exorbitant at all. It was a lot of fun.
I like fireballs and explosions, but when you put actors in it, you cannot do that with fire.
We have these big tanks that we compress air, and we put a bunch of light debris in it, mostly cork and foam and dust.
And then we'll just blow it right in their faces.
Yeah, this is happening. It's just like a huge pound just hit me in the chest. Just boom. It was crazy. Never been hit with a cannon of air before. It was good.
Very brave.
It was good.
Nick, come on. Nick.
Hey, welcome back, Nick. Just in time for the final round.
Near the end of the movie, and Randy Orton is in the back, stuffed to this car, and our killer is kind of driving them to death. I feel you have to be claustrophobic. You have to be in the car with the three characters, and it's not about big scope anymore.
It's confined to an SUV, so it's different, it's tough.
What would you have done to save your wife's life?
Anything.
Exactly.
We have a fight scene in a car while I'm driving. I'm driving and choking him, and he's kicking me, and there's gunplay inside the car. I've never seen anything like it before.
Randy gets the gun, and he shoots off the hinges of the SUV, and he snaps the seat in half so it goes flat.
Reading that part of the script, you know, I wondered to myself, how are we going to do this? How are we going to file out the back of this car?
They added a little section to the SUV where they put a mat down, and we just rolled out on a mat instead while the car was driving.
We have a shell of a car. It has no engine in it anymore.
We put sand cannons in so that we can make the doors pop off, and a sand cannon to make the roof peel back. Prepare jugs of gasoline in there so that we can have a nice fireball. This is the danger zone because we're going to punch the doors off and peel the roof. The doors are cabled with heavy-duty cable. Rolling.
I'm gonna be with Randy in the shot with the explosion, and so we'll see Randy in the foreground, we'll see the explosion in the background, and then we'll go into the scene while the car is still burning and continue the scene. I will be handheld behind Randy.
The stuff I've done is some of the most fun I've had doing anything.
If you want to make an action movie, I try to make it as real as possible. My first meeting with Randy, I told him, I don't want you to act, I want you to react. And we will create a world, and we will create a chase or an action scene or a fight, and you will react to it, because it's going to be real.